Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Mentat here, bringing you episode 65 of my Agrarian Skies Hardcore Quest Let's Play. This game pack by Jadedcat is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. Last time, I started up some side quests. First among those that I want to mention, I built a slime platform over here that will never spawn a slime. So we're going to repurpose that for some actual slime spawning today. Also, I got about halfway through creating the staff core of the Primal. Off screen between episodes, I scanned a whole bunch of stuff that I hadn't scanned yet because I wasn't following my own advice of scan everything. And I got all of the extra Precantatio and Instrumentum that I needed to be able to research this. So there we go. To make the staff core of the Primal, I'm going to need to create a rod of every type, including silverwood, and then infuse them with 2 primal charms. Very high instability. This is going to be a bit of a project and some infrastructure setup. We will definitely get to that. Starting today, hopefully we'll be able to finish it. Checking in on the dirt situation, as that is my remaining primary quest. I am at 49 quadruple compressed dirt. It is progressing slowly. No problem. We have plenty to keep us occupied until I have all of the dirt that I need. So, first things first, let's get that slime going, because I want to start work on that other quest. And for that, I'm going to need a barrel. You can guarantee that a slime will spawn if you use a barrel. Hang on, I need some jungle planks, more than I have. There we go. You take a jungle barrel, well, any sort of barrel, really, and you're going to need a couple of buckets. And I want 1 bucket of water and 1 bucket of milk, which I have thousands. Ran that rancher just a little bit too long. So I'm also going to grab my safari net, run this bucket, these buckets with this barrel over here, plop you down, put in the water, then put in the milk. And now I just need to wait for that to turn into a slime. So I'm going to cut the camera, and once the slime is about to spawn, I'll be back. And there we go. 1 tiny little slime spawned, which I'm going to grab up in my reusable safari net. And we're going to come on over back to my AE system. I'm going to make myself some of those slime embiggening syringes that you may have seen me use in the past. So I'm going to need 3, I believe, as it's tiny and I want to make it huge. Alright. Come on back out here. Set them down. Bigger. Bigger. Embiggenate. Fantastic. Now I have 1 huge extra large slime, which I'm going to use to make lots of slime balls. And the way I'm going to do that is actually going to be right over here. I'm going to repurpose this system. I never quite put things back together after I screwed everything up by running around with that sigil of the, oh, what was it called? The dome that was screwing with all of the liquids. So I don't have any water up here, really, or any of the witch water is what it was. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to swap the blazes up here, and I'm going to set up a bunch of conveyors to push them down to the next level. Let me rebuild this, and once I have it built the way I want it, I'll be back to show you what I'm doing. Alright, so after messing around with it some, making the slime large and setting it to be a exact copy, it wasn't working out so well. So what I have here, besides a bunch of purple conveyor belts, which are awesome, is my auto spawner up top has been replaced with the slime. It is on exact copy no now, and should start spawning almost immediately. And I have an etheric sword in the autonomous activator, which should be able to hit those guys. Except there's a slime right in front of it that's not getting smacked. And I don't know why. That's a little on the weird side. There's a slime right there, guy. If you aim high, maybe? No? How about if you aim low? Oh, you know what? It needs to left click a sword, doesn't it? Oh, nope. Aim high. There we go. Now it's working. Yep. Lots of slimy death. Lots of slime balls being spawned. And I'm going to then set it back to aiming level again. If I can just get to right-click it around the vacuum hopper. It would probably be a little easier from the other side. Ow. Slime's trying to kill me. I thought the whole point of the etheric sword was it was supposed to be unbreakable. Like, that was why you use one of these, as far as I knew. Hold one moment, please. What happens if I turn this back on and start smacking some with my bare hands? Alright, there you are. Nope. 1559 out of 1561. Okay, so seems to be relatively unbreakable, but not when in the autonomous activator. That's a little on the odd side. That's okay. I'll find some way around that. I might make myself another Tinker's Construct item. I might set up an auto repair system. Maybe this thing will get down to 1 durability and just not break. We'll see. In any case, this thing's gathering experience in slime balls. I'm going to need to give it an outlet for both of those. And the experience, I'm just going to run a line of these open blocks tanks all the way up so that it all gathers in the same place. Can I craft those? No, I can't auto-craft those. So let me go grab some of those. The items I'm going to run into an interface because that's just where they go. And they will be added into my system. Grab an ME interface. Grab myself some tanks from open blocks. Mariculture. There. Open blocks. There we go. You know what? Just grab a bunch. That's overkill. It's more than I need, but it also means that I don't have to count. And there's something to be said for, you know, laziness. Usually nothing good, but... There we go. Tanks leading up to the vacuum hopper. Set you to... Nope, not item output. I want an XP output to the left. Fantastic. And now it'll dump all of the experience into my big experience reservoir, which will slowly fill up. And once it's full, it'll just be full, and I'll be happy. Huh, okay, so this thing isn't losing any more durability, it seems, but it did lose the first 2. So, whatever. Strangeness. How do I want to run the... I'm not going to be happy with however I end up running this applied energistics stuff, so I'm probably just going to stuff the ME interface right here, and I might actually end up adding another autonomous activator or 2. We'll see. Output items to that side. And now I just need to hook you up to the rest of the system. And how do I want to go about doing that? Not a giant fan of running a ton of cable all over the place, but I think that the best bet to make things look the least awful is going to be to run it over to the side and then down underneath. Yeah. Yeah, that works for me. Uses a bunch of extra cable, but manages to look less bad, and I'm happy with less bad as a goal. There. Collect you, and make sure the interface is emptying. Fantastic. So now I have a supply of slime balls that I can turn off when I don't need it. And now I can show you why I wanted a large supply of slime balls. Oh, the etheric sword, by the way. You create one of those with a couple of unstable ingots, and it has sharpness 5 and looting 5 because I collected those books and doubled them on my typesetting table. So how am I going to turn a ton of slime balls into the completion of that quest? Well, the green slime balls, those are a quest goal in and of themselves, but I only need about 3,000 of them, and that thing is going to produce a lot of slime balls very quickly. If I look up slime, I can see I already have almost 400, and there's more coming in all the time. Every time it makes a kill, I probably get between 2 and 6 more. The blue slime balls, the gelatinous slime, on the other hand, to get my hands on lots of that, I need to run slimy mud through a sieve, and it's going to take about 3 slimy mud per gelatinous slime. So the slimy mud is made with 4 slime balls, a sand, and a dirt. You know what? So someone asked if they could see my full molecular assembler chamber. I have 5 pages of assorted junk it's really completely unorganized. This might be the most organized page with most of the applied energistic stuff on it. But yeah, it's completely full. So if I want to be able to craft slimy mud, I'm actually going to have to pull my purple conveyor recipe out of there. But that's okay. I don't really need it. I have witch water, right? I'm not storing witch water. Well, now I am. I have a single bucket of witch water in my system. I can work with that. So, get myself a slimy mud pattern and code that up. Teach it to my system. Have to expand this sometime, probably between episodes. I'll just add another layer here and toss in a ton of pattern providers. Make myself some slimy mud, which unfortunately I believe uses dirt. So everything seems to use dirt. Oh, you know what? That's way too much. I don't like that. That's clogging things up, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Slimy mud. Yeah, slimy mud uses dirt. So this isn't a fantastic system, but it's what I got available to me. So this is something that everyone can do. You can easily set up a slimy mud creation system and then tell this guy to export slimy mud, and feel free to move single items and craft into the system, and it will create gelatinous slime balls slowly. Anyone can do this. It's not even difficult. You will occasionally get slime crystals out of it too, apparently. So if I were to, example, grab one of these slimy muds and take a look at what they can do in the sieve. For every 2, you'll get a slime crystal. Every 3, you'll get a gelatinous slime. And every 9, you'll get a blue slime crystal. So it's not fantastic because these slime crystals are really only useful for Tinker's Construct creations. But you will slowly get your gelatinous slime this way. Now, if you happen to have not... Well, hang on. Let me take off my chest piece. Stop having so many issues. Once I can think clearly. There. Get away from this thing before it starts spitting more slime balls into my inventory. Okay. So, the only reason you would need to do that is if you do not have access to a slime bucket. Which I have one right here, liquid slime bucket. However, anybody can set up that system that I did just now. You don't need to have selected any particular quest rewards. However, the liquid slime bucket is available in Learning to Skyblock. It is a reward, which is available very early from the Casting Call quest. You get a choice of a single-use safari net, a reward bag, or a liquid slime bucket. Way back when, I grabbed the liquid slime bucket because I thought it might be useful later on. Well, now it definitely is. So, if I were to dig right here and actually grab myself another reusable safari net. There we go. And I put the slime bucket down. If I just give that some time, it will spawn a regular slime for me. I mean a blue slime. Because blue slimes will spawn around the blue liquid slime. So I'm going to wait until I have myself a blue slime that I can gather up. And actually, I'm going to make a